This is Tico, Tren, SYSBM, and we're live. Something I always found funny when it comes down to women in the modern day women when they talk about how men are overreacting and women marry for love and this, that, and the other, and all this other great rainbowy and fantastical shit that they tell men basically, so they can actually make yourself sound less less shallow or less predatorial for the most part. Is how women always say that, they marry for love, or they marry because they love the person, or they marry because something. At the end of the day, there's always a benefit for it. Always benefits a woman to get married more so than it benefits a man, unless somehow, some way, a man snuck in and he's dating a woman that got some money, which is very, very rare because women don't date down. No matter how good you look, women don't date down. It's just facts. Like they're going to date up no matter what. It's like financially they're going to date up no matter what. It doesn't really matter how you do it or cut it. They're going to date up. Unless it's an old ass woman, women tend to date up. It don't matter what you look like. If you ain't got the money, she stands to lose a shit ton of shit. And women aren't about parting with their stuff unless they don't plan properly, or they don't really understand their situational awareness to the whole entire situation for the most part. And what I mean by that is women tend to always try to repaint themselves in a positive light, and then when shit happens and we all see it, they'll say basically, "Oh well, you're just making that up. It just happened. We all just watched it happen. It's on videotape happening. How are we making this shit up? Well, that's fake, and that's fake news, and that's this, that, and the other, and you're oppressing women by saying this or having that on videotape." No, we're not oppressing women. It's merely showing that you're full of shit, basically, and now you have a problem with that because now your arguments just got blown out of the water. And is what I mean by that is the whole entire divorce thing. When it comes down to it, women will say like, "Oh, women don't marry for money; they marry for love, or they marry, yeah, they marry because they love your money." It's like a lot of the times, especially a lot of the women that a lot of the people men end up marrying, they marry them because finances and resources for the most part. It is what it is. That's why most women get married, for finances, resources, and provision and protection for the most part. So at the end of the day, when a woman tells you that, when you're listening to a woman tell you that, oh, that's false and women don't do that and that's impossible or that never happens and this, that, and the other, look no further than the Netherlands. Look no further than the Netherlands. The Netherlands passed a law, passed a bill basically stating whatever you come in a relationship with is what you leave the relationship with. I actually like that bill. I wish they would pass that bill around the whole entire world because that would be lovely. Because at the end of the day, what a lot of people fail to realize is when that bill was being passed, when that bill got passed, it was to be implemented the following year, which was actually this year. It was supposed to be implemented, or was it last year? I can't remember. It's either this year or last. It was implemented at the beginning of last year or beginning of this year. Either way, women ran out to get divorces the year before because the following year they wouldn't be able to get the cash and prizes for the most part. Is what I'm basically trying to say. And the thing about that is, like, you'll hear a bunch of women say, "Well, this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other, and we do it for love, or we're not in it for the money, we're doing it for love." But the sad part about that is, if you actually look at a lot of the if you look at the new, like I said, if you look at dang, now I forgot the name of it, but if you look at that country, they had a huge uptick in women wanting to get divorces because they didn't benefit from sticking around after that year was over. They didn't benefit in the least bit because, like, they would have basically gotten what they came in a relationship with, which goes to show you how full of shit women are at the end of the day. Because what you can't say and what you can't do and what you can't say is we do this for this reason, when in fact everybody's getting mass divorces in the Netherlands, so they don't have to worry about being divorced the next year under the new law, which kind of sort of throws your whole entire unicorn and rainbows fantastical story out the fucking window for the most part. And it's sad when it happens, but it's so true that you're not getting married because you love the person. You're getting married because you love what the person can do for you. It goes to show that majority of the women in this world only get married for the reason of you only love what he can do for you, or what you can benefit from him, or what you can gain from him, or what you can gain from him, what you can gain and gain. I like that, and what you can actually benefit from getting from the man when it's all said and done, for the most part, which actually makes the latter one true, and the first one that you always tell somebody false. We all know it, but unfortunately, you don't want to come to terms with it or want to admit it yet, because the sad part about that, the cat's out the bag, but you still want to act like the cat's still in the bag. It is what it is. But like I said, the Netherlands proved that unequivocally. Women are only in it for themselves for the most part, because a large chunk of the Netherlands that was actually married after they passed that law all of a sudden wanted to get divorced. And the sad part about that is it's pretty much women that were getting this divorce. I think probably like one, maybe two men actually got a divorce, and like ended up being pushed to next year for the most part. So it's one of them things where it's like, yeah, whatever. But predominantly it was women who was actually filing for divorces when they actually made that law and actually voted it into existence for the most part. I actually like that law, and they need to pass it around the United States, Canada, and all the rest of the world, because that'd be real nice. If you're going to be progressive, might as well be real progressive with it and go with that Netherlands bill. That's just basically what I'm saying, and that's what I think about that. But I digress. Y'all have a good day.